18 league goals this season, Jamie. So do you still see, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but it felt like earlier in the season you were talking about him as the problem for Manchester United rather than the solution.
No, my thing with Cristiano Ronaldo is that what he's doing at 37, he's 38 next year, it's unbelievable for a player at that age to still be scoring this goals. And never mind scoring this many goals, actually playing for Man United, playing for one of the biggest clubs in the world at 37. When do we see that? My problem has always been with Man United for buying Cristiano Ronaldo. I don't think one of the biggest clubs in the world that Manchester United are should be buying someone who's 37. He's still got his 20 odd goals. I said on this show, the first, after he'd been bought, he will score 20, 25 goals this season, but I don't think he'll get United any closer to the title in the position that they're in. Now, I've always been of the opinion that they should try and move him on. But right now, I might change that in the fact that I think there's that many sort of problems at Manchester United, what Ranieri's talking about. Well, at least if you've got Ronaldo, okay, well, we've got someone up there who's going to get us 20 goals. I still need to sort midfield out. I need to sort centre-back. There's that many players. There's 5 players leaving on a free. So, but going forward in terms of actually what the new manager would want from his team, you just said, Roy, then that they need to bring strikers in. I think it's very difficult for a new manager to bring... who do you bring in? Man United need strikers. So the two they've got now is, I think, 35 and 37. Ronaldo's 38 next season. But we've seen this season, when Ronaldo doesn't play or gets brought off, it's a massive story. It was a massive problem for Ollie, I think, against Everton early on the season. There was one where, I think, even with Ranieri, he came off against Brentford. And I just think, if you're bringing strikers in, are they to play or are they to back up Ronaldo? And I think even at this stage, if you're the new manager, you might think, I've got enough problems on my plate. I don't need to create another one, bring in a striker in for 30, 40 million. Even as backup, you'd need to give him games. But then Ronaldo becomes a story again. It might be a case of actually, Ronaldo's got another year to go. I'm going to sort other positions out. This guy's going to get me 20 goals.
But Jamie, I think a top manager will come in and have that conversation with Ronaldo. And when he is brought off, you said to him, but you have to cut that rubbish out, like at Brentford, where he's shaking his head for 10 or 15 minutes after coming off. That's where Ronaldo has to be more mature and be a better leader. Yeah, we've said it before. Of course, you're disappointed when you come off, but don't keep it up. Don't keep it up for 1 or 2 days. That's where you got to sort that maturity out. And when you do have the conversation, if you make it clear to him, a top manager, go, that won't be tolerated. And if he's not buying into that, then you go, well, you're not going to be part of my plans.
But he wouldn't buy into that, Roy, would he? I mean, that's my thing. I just think, what would you do if you were Ten Hag coming? You've got one of the biggest names in the world. You know.
But Jamie, what I'd say to Ronaldo, when he went off against Brentford, for example, a good example, and he's coming off and he's shaking his head, you're like, that's the bit I don't get. You're Ronaldo. We've took you off. We're in a winning position, and actually the sub who came on for you scored a goal. Ronaldo, even at your age, 37, and you have to learn the hard way. Even Ronaldo has to look at the bigger picture. So you're only coming off for 20 minutes. I've not left you off for 2 or 3 games. When he was left out at was it Man City away in Chelsea, and again brought on against Everton when they won it up and they ended up drawing. He came on against Chelsea when United won up and they ended up drawing the game. It's not as if he came on and got over the line and helped them win a match. So that's the bit you've got to get hold of and say, you've got to be mature. You've got to look at the bigger picture and see where we're going. And again, I go back to, but if he's thinking, no, I want to play every minute and every game, you go, well, that's rubbish at your age now anyway.
I just think, my thing is, like, I see Manchester United as one of the super clubs of world football. And I just look at the other ones of, say, like Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Liverpool, you know, the ones who've won Champions Leagues, even Liverpool right now. Would Liverpool go and bring back Luis Suarez? I don't think they would, even if they knew he was going to get 20 goals. It's like, Man United, for me, should be buying Haaland this summer. Man City getting Haaland. Whereas United have got Ronaldo, who's a legend, one of the best goal scorers of all time. I get that. But it made me think United were a small club. Almost reminded me a little bit of Wayne Rooney going back to Everton. So Everton know they're not going to sort of win something when Rooney comes back, but it gives everyone a lift, the fans. Wayne's happy to come back. It almost feels like it was
a short-term fix. Yeah, it was a short-term fix, wasn't it? Just for the fans, and maybe for the share price and all that. Yeah, but he still obviously scored the goals which he thought he would be. But as you said, Jim, I think Man United have got bigger problems than obviously Ronaldo. But it's something that has to be obviously looked at.
There are suggestions that Erik ten Hag is already speaking to 1 or 2 players. Do you think he would have been the first one he called?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, you would have thought so. If he's going to get lads on side and he's a senior player, he's a huge player, yeah, he'd be one of the first players you speak to, of course.
We'll see what happens, won't we, on the next 2 games and what's going to be an absolutely fascinating summer around Old Trafford. But we're not done here yet.